She'll just say that, and she's not like, is that changing or like, no, but she has to then keep there, like, yeah, that's fine. Well, my
Yeah, it helps. It's consistent. So like all my levels are consistent. They all
Look at my room. My room. Because if they're not showing us.
Yeah, I'm John Diamond. I'm a faculty member at University of Wisconsin-Madison. So we were fortunate enough to be invited to the school to work with teachers and administrators around race and equity issues for the year. So we've had multiple sessions with folks here and had the opportunity to work on issues of race and equity, starting with sort of concepts of race itself, thinking about issues of stereotype threat, implicit bias, expectations, and also broader sort of structural patterns that influence race and educational opportunity in the context of the school, and also to be able to connect that more specifically to what's happening inside classrooms. So we've asked teachers to join us in this journey of reflecting on their practices, learning together about race and equity issues, how they influence what's happening in the context of the school, and extending that to issues of race, class, language acquisition, special education, status, and also what all of that means for the educational practices we engage in or they engage in on a daily basis in the classroom. You know what the most exciting thing for me is being able to sort of have people reflect collectively on their practices and actually have teachers try things out in the classroom and come back and share what's happened to them. So we've walked teachers through a process of looking at data as a school, looking at data for their specific classrooms, mapping out the challenges that they face in the context of their classroom, and then trying out interventions based on the theories that we presented earlier in the year to then try to see what happens when they try to make a change in their classroom. So we've had teachers talk about trying to build stronger relationships with their students, trying to think about how do you increase mathematical fluency around computation skills, how do you build relationships with people in the community, and to be able to see teachers engage in that process, open up their practice to their colleagues, and then have their colleagues give them feedback on what they've been doing. It's been really a powerful experience for me. And the energy that people bring on a monthly basis to this work has been really exciting and engaging. It's sort of reinvigorated my interest in doing more of this kind of work. And I think teachers are leaving here feeling energized and engaged in the process. Actually, during our session today, one teacher said, I felt really excited and energized. I've been teaching for 30 years, but this really reinvigorated me and made me excited. Even though it was hard work, it was also engaging and exciting. And she talked about bringing that excitement into the classroom for her students, and that her students, even those who had been sort of withdrawn and seemed bored and seemed disengaged, picking up on that energy and excitement in the classroom. And so it's exciting to see that kind of intervention pay off. And the final thing I'll say is that some teachers have even talked about those interventions bearing fruit within 2 or 3 weeks of them doing it. And so that, to me, is real professional engagement, development, learning that can really address issues of equity and social justice.
My name is Beth Giles. I'm the Director of Educational Outreach and Partnerships Office at the University of Wisconsin in the School of Education. When I first started speaking with Sarah, the principal here at Stevens, about what this work could accomplish, we knew right away that we really wanted to empower teachers to look at their own practice with a lens of race and equity and see if what they were doing in the classroom was really promoting equity among their students. It was wonderful, the first conversation that I had with her, and then was invited into the senior leadership team. And I think one of the things that really makes this work different than some other work that we've engaged in is the real collective buy-in, energy, and effort from the teachers and all the staff. Everyone wants to make Stevens be all that it can be. Everybody feels very responsible for the achievement of all the students at Stevens, and that's such an energizing place to be. And so as soon as we identified that as a goal across the school, it was easy for John and I to say, we're in, we'd love to be your partners in this. So it's very ground up. It doesn't feel top down at all. Every time that John and I come here, we are welcomed with our ideas. We challenge teachers, and they meet and rise to that challenge and are really very deliberate and committed to working on these issues in this school. If you give teachers the time and the space to put their hearts and minds to use to make the educational experience an equitable one for every student, they'll do it. Absolutely. They've got the knowledge, they've got the intelligence, they've got the drive. It's why they chose this profession. And we've got to make sure that we give them the space to honor the reason they chose this profession and the wings to continue to fly forward and making sure that every student at this school and every student across our state has the opportunity to be the learner they can be.